to the main event of the evening, which
Yep.
is a fun uh, women's strawweight matchup that's going to pit Mackenzie Dern versus Marina Rodriguez. Mackenzie Dern comes in at 11-1 as the minus 160 favorite, whereas Marina Rodriguez comes in at 14-1-2 and is the plus 135 underdog. Dern likes to fight in the pocket and is constantly pushing the forward pressure. She can be sloppy at times and will throw bombs when initiating interaction, but she has a nice jab. She will throw everything into her right hand. She tends to overextend at times and isn't afraid to be taken down. She is a black belt in BJJ and will accept the bottom position pretty easily. She will attack the armbar quickly on her back and scramble to get out of bad positions. She will not set up her takedowns and shoots from far away. She always drives through her single leg takedowns and is very active in all aspects in the cage. She has trouble getting the fight to the ground the easy way, and she doesn't move her head off the center line. She has a nice inside leg kick. She needs to work on not dipping her head and to not leave her chin in the area at all times. Whereas Rodriguez has a Muay Thai background. She likes to throw a lot of feints and likes to be on her front foot and fight aggressively. She tends to game plan circling her opponents into her straight right hand and to do a lot of damage. She can be predictable with her striking since she only throws a straight right or overhand right. She likes to throw a high leg kick to the head of off of a clinch break, and she will look to clinch up and throw knees to the body when her opponents try to close distance. She needs to improve her takedown defense and get ups. She defends takedowns with offense. She's too comfortable on her back and will accept a position when she's taken down. She has high volume, power, and she likes combinations. Jim, what do you think of this main event, and who do you got winning?
This is a great matchup. This is exactly what I was talking about a few fights ago, where you have complete opposite styles. On the ground, Mackenzie Dern has the huge advantage. She may be, well, I believe she's the best BJJ practitioner in the women's division, any women's
Yeah,
division. I think she's top five in all of the UFC. She's world class at BJJ. On the feet, Rodriguez has the advantage, but Mackenzie has shown that she's not afraid to stay standing, and her stand up is improving as she's working more with Jason Perillo. I think this is a better matchup for Dern because of how easily she can get it to the ground and how easy she makes it look on the ground. Marina is super dangerous. We've seen that. But I do think that Dern gets her down and keeps her down. She has that like smothering type BJJ where she'll get you from, she can submit you
yeah.
from any position, from top, bottom, side guard. She can make you make it tap. So I think Mackenzie, and I'm going. This was, when they announced this, I've been thinking about this fight for a couple weeks now. But I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern by second round submission, and I think it's going to be a rear naked choke.
This was an interesting matchup that had me think of all aspects of it because when you first look at it, you're going, okay, Dern's going to dominate on the ground, but then Rodriguez is going to dominate on the feet because even though Dern can throw that jab, Rodriguez can put out high volume
Yeah,
and then she has those combinations that she likes to throw. It's going to come down to A, how long are they going to be on the feet, and B, if Dern can get the fight to the ground, how long she can keep the control time and do the work
yeah,
that she wants to do on the ground to try and attack her striking and submission wise, because that's going to play a big part in this fight. Because if the
yeah,
fight's
for sure.
standing majority of the time, she's going to get behind on the scorecards because of everything that Marina does on the feet. She's going to be able to just rack up volume and win that way. Yeah, and it's going to be Mackenzie Dern playing catch up. So can she instill her will and take down Marina Rodriguez early so she can dictate the fight herself? And I feel like that's what's going to happen because Marina Rodriguez doesn't have that best of a takedown defense. I think she's going to be able to get into the clinch. Dern will. She's going to be able to either trip her down or just be able to just run her into the cage and take her down that way. And then she's going to just control her on guard, throw some shots on the ground. And at some point in this fight, I feel like she's going to be able to take the back and submit her by rear naked choke or get a guillotine on her. I
Okay.
think the path to victory is going to be submission by Mackenzie Dern. I think it's going to be round 3 or 4 because I think she's going to have to wear her down a little bit because Marina Rodriguez has a good gas tank.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's going to have to wear her out a little bit before she gets to that point. But for me, I got Mackenzie Dern by round 3 submission via rear naked choke.
Nice. The one thing I wanted to say was I think that this is a very important fight for both of these women. For Mackenzie, I think that this is going to be a teaching lesson, a learning lesson from when she fought Amanda Hebos and lost that fight. She decided to stay on the feet too long.
Yes.
And that really screwed her. And I think she's going to learn from that. And we've seen that with her last fights with like Hannah Cyphers and Nina Nunes. We've seen that she doesn't pull like the Ben Askren. Unfortunately, that's where I'm going to go with this. The Ben Askren or the Curtis Blades, where you know that the takedown's going to be there. You know that's what they're going for. She's mixing it up, and she really focused on her stand up. She knows that she's world class BJJ. She knows that nobody can touch her. So she said, I'm going to become even more dangerous, and I'm going to work on my hands. And working with Jason Perillo out there in California was a big move for her. I know she trains with Rockhold and Bisbing, and I know Sean Strickland bounces in and out of there. That's a really good gym, and really good boxing out there. So I think that's the important thing about Mackenzie Dern. Marina Rodriguez is super dangerous. I can see she has knockout power. We've seen how talented she is, but she needs to improve that takedown defense. And I think this is going to be a real test for her. That's why ultimately I went with Mackenzie Dern because, again, how easy she makes it look.
Yes, and if you want to get risky here, like if you're not that confident in Mackenzie Dern, to me there is a play where I could see Marina Rodriguez knocking out Mackenzie Dern in the first round. It is possible
Wow.
if the fight stands on the feet, because just like you said, she's standing the feet too long with Amanda Ribas, and I don't think she's a better striker than Marina Rodriguez is. No, but as long as she gets to the ground, she is good because that's where she has made a name for herself. And if she could get this victory, that'll push her into the top 5. She might be 5 or 6. I forget where she exactly is at, but she's going to look to move up even more, one step closer to that title shot. And the only way she can do that is by winning. And I think she does that. I think her grappling and takedowns are going to be too dominant in this fight. She's going to be able to limit the striking from Rodriguez because of it, and that's going to be her path to victory.
Yeah, I think this is a matchup between 4 Rodriguez and 5 Dern.
Yes.
And one thing you said, last thing I'll say, and then I know you want to get to the plugs, is that head kick that Rodriguez throws after like breaking the clinch, right? Is a perfect moment for Mackenzie to set up a trip.
Exactly.
And I think we're gonna. I bet you she's drilled that 1,000 times, and I think that we're gonna see that at least attempted 1 or 2 times in this fight, regardless of how long it goes. But that's one thing I wanted to point out. You made a really good point by bringing that up in your notes.
Yeah, and I think she's going to have game plans where she's going to plug in traps to try and get the fight to the ground, and that's a perfect one to do that, is to lure her into that big high kick where she can easily duck under when she reads it and then just sweep her down or gain the leg while she's not on balance and get the single leg takedown. So it's all there for her as long as she's patient enough to get it. But if she makes any small mistakes, Marina Rodriguez is the person to capitalize on her.